What is cracking, guys? As you can see, I got a new dirt scooter. This is a 1999 WR 400F, and the shitty thing is it's kickstart, so it's a bit tricky sometimes to kick her over. There we go. This thing recording? Yep. Alrighty. Let's get this show on the road. Alrighty, so I bought this bike for fairly cheap. It cost me $2,500. It has 6 months registration, and it's had the valves reshimmed, a new cam chain put in it, and new gaskets. There is a couple of things which will need attention. Obviously I'll be swapping out the mirrors. One's missing, that one's pretty shit house, the angle it's at. The speedo's buggered as well. And I'm not travelling at 170 kilometers per hour, as you can see. The speedo is rooted. But other than that, everything's pretty sweet on this bike. The engine's pretty solid, it's got plenty of compression. Brake pads are nice, the rotors are nice. It sounds pretty ordinary though, because it's just got the stock muffler back on it. Before I bought it, the original owner just put the stock muffler back on, just because he said with the aftermarket muffler, which is a fair bit louder, it was melting the rear indicators where they sat. So I'll be putting that aftermarket muffler back on just to give it a bit more noise, but I'll have to try and think of a way to reroute those rear indicators. So I've ridden the bike now for half an hour. I bought it in a small town called Wallerawang, and the town I was just in there was Bathurst. And after riding the bike for half an hour, my ass was numb. God, it's sore. So there's going to be a couple of things that I'm going to do just to get this bike to suit me. I find that the bike's a little too tall. I'm 5'9" tall, and I'm on my tippy toes when the bike's stationary, so I just want to get a lowering kit to lower it a couple of inches. Obviously get other mirrors. I might swap out the front indicators for smaller ones. The gearing seems pretty good just for highway riding, and I didn't buy this bike to do highway riding or to ride it around town. I bought the bike to go trail riding. It's nice that the bike's registered, so I can obviously ride to the tracks, and when I'm riding in the state forests and national parks and stuff like that, I'm not going to get a fine because the bike's obviously registered. But yeah, it is so strange riding a road trail bike, as I haven't ridden a dirt bike for about 2 years. Geez, it feels a fair bit different to the Harley. This thing sits me up really high, and it feels like I'm one of those blokes that you see on those old school bikes with a massive front wheel and the little tiny rear wheel. But what else can I say about the bike? It's in pretty tidy nick. The plastics are in good nick. The tyres are about, I'd say 60%, so they're not great, but I'll get a bit of use out of them. So why did I go with a WR 400? Particularly an old model being a 1999 WR 400, and the reason is because of my budget. I wanted something which was nice and cheap, something with rego, something which is reliable, and yeah, I have a lot of faith in this engine. The previous owner obviously touched up the top end, and I know for a fact he changed the timing chain because I've got the old one in the back of the car, and there's no damage to it. It's just stretched. So yeah, the budget was the main reason why I went with this old girl. It was only $2.5 grand, but I was also looking at a 2003 DRZ 400 for the same price, only it didn't have rego, it also didn't have the indicators, it didn't have a speedo, so there was going to be a little bit of stuff that I would have needed to have done to get that bike roadworthy. And not only that, the DRZ 400 is a fair bit heavier than this WR 400. I think it's about 20 kilos heavier, and on a dirt track in tight trails, that 20 kilos makes a massive difference. So there was a weight factor. Yeah, the DRZ 400 is probably better to cruise on highways and whatever, but I just think that the WR is a little more suited to trail riding than the DRZ, as it's just a little bit more nimble because it's a fair bit lighter. But the majority of the riding is going to be on the trail, because all my road riding is going to be with my Harley Softail Street Bob. I think this bike's really going to progress the YouTube channel a fair bit. I'll be able to do some tight trail rides. It says state forests all around here, national parks, nice trails. So there's going to be plenty of videos of trail riding. Plan on buying a drone shortly, so I'll be able to get some nice high shots of me riding the trails, some nice shots of the mountains. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. I think this bike's going to just add a little bit more to the channel, as I don't find motovlogging whilst riding my Harley on a straight highway very exciting. And that truck's got a problem with the tyre, it's smoking up pretty bad. I don't think he knows. You see the smoke coming off it, or is there something in the lens? Something's going on. I can smell the rubber. Anyway, I may as well take this opportunity to introduce myself, as most of y'all know me on my channel as the Gingerbeard Man and not by my actual name. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself. So my name's Blake, I'm 29 years old, I've got 2 children, one's 2 years old and another's 11 months old. I'm married. My favourite type of music's rock music. My favourite band's Tool. Absolutely love Metallica, love System of a Down, love Rammstein, Slipknot, all that good stuff. But my favourite song of all time, which is going to be a classic for years, is Yummy Yummy by Justin Bieber. Boy, is that a banger. That one's going to stand the test of time for sure. In 100 years, when people look back, they're going to go, yummy yummy. How can we forget that? That is fantastic. But moving on, my main passion is motorcycles. I love road bikes, cruisers, sports bikes, dirt bikes, you name it. I absolutely love motorcycles of all different types, all different styles. And if you've heard on my channel, I find half the fun in owning a motorcycle is being able to customise it and make it your own. I actually have just as much fun wrenching on my bike than what I do riding it, so that's just me. Fucking idiot. But what else is there to say? I live in New South Wales, Australia, in a small country town called Forbes. The population's only about 8,000, and I lived there for about a year now, and I moved there just for work, just because the house that we're living in, the rent is dirt cheap, and you can probably tell that the rent's dirt cheap just by looking at my dodgy shed in the videos, because I come from an absolute perler of a house before, and me and my wife sold our house in Bathurst because the mortgage was costing us a fortune, and we didn't want to live in suburbia, so we decided to move to a small country town, put all our money aside and save up for some acreage. So in the next year or two we plan on buying 20 acres and we're going to build a brand new house and a massive shed just for all my toys. And when I say toys, I don't mean sex toys, I mean dirt bikes, road bikes, projects, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, that's just a little bit about me. And while I'm at it, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's subscribed to my channel. We've reached 2,000 subscribers, which has gone above and beyond any of my expectations. I can't believe that there's 2,000 people out there that like watching me wrench on my bike and do some vlogs here and there. I can't thank you enough for subscribing, liking the videos and commenting on the videos. It just encourages me to keep going with the channel. So yeah, massive thank you for that. But that's going to do it for the video. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and as always, I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.